it's Toycat, and welcome back to another live stream on the internet. Today, what we're going to be doing is going to the Nether. Because you know what, the overworld's nice and all, but I'd rather go see the Nether. I'm going to be very clear that one of the things you should do, and that I'm going to be trying to avoid, is exploring any new chunks before the Nether update. But if, like me, you love the idea of soul speed, you love the idea of bouncing around in your Nether, and you're going super fast, you can do this in the overworld as well, but it just seems more thematic in the Nether. But if, like me, you want to get yourself a soul speed pathway, then you need some soul sand blocks. Also, magma is super handy for certain contraptions, so I feel like, you know what, let's go mine some magma as well. I've got a shulker box, let's get some of those things, let's go on a walk, and let's go on a talk as well. Because I've been speedrunning Minecraft all week. It's been super intense and, like, absorbing. And I feel bad because I have to ignore chat. I can't pay as much attention to, super chats and tips at the link down below as much as I like. And as someone who likes the idea of having, like, because these streams are, like, fun to me. I do them, and people who support them is nice and all. But the core aspect of it is that, like, it's a fun little thing that allows me to interact with people in a much more fun and long way. Because videos are more like, I throw something at the world, you can throw something back. But this is like a weird, we're all here together experience. And I don't know, there aren't many experiences like that. That's what makes live streaming so intriguing, right? Like, some people are here just in the background, they're off to the corner of the conversation. Some people are right here, front and center, saying things like, "How are you today?" says Kyla, and "Thank you." Or Alana Smith saying, "Hello, love you." Or Blue Chaos says, "My girlfriend left me, way do." You see, like, it's a very interesting experience. There's a lot of fun, but sometimes there's this fun balance that a lot of streamers never, like, admit or, like, go through. But there is, like, two things you can do in a stream. You can do an activity fully, or you can focus on chat. It kind of works that way in real life. Like, there's a reason that most first dates are just, hey, let's get food, because, everyone knows how to do food. You don't have to get, like, it's not this, like, new experience you have to both learn. So you focus on talking to each other. And if you're, like, really good friends with people, you can do things like, oh yeah, let's go to this place where we don't talk for 3 hours, and then let's talk about it afterwards, i.e. the movies, I'm just saying, we have these things based on. By the way, do you see a shulker box here, or is it just me? There's no reason for there to be a shulker box there, so it's probably just me. I wonder what's inside there. I bet it's one of my ice... Yep, it's one of those. But yeah, no, I guess we'll take this with us, because I'm going to leave it here otherwise. But yeah, I'm going to get myself a lot of soul sand, a lot of magma. And also this area right here, I intend to do a bit of terraforming maybe later, because this is obviously my frozen Nether. I didn't even point that out as we went past it, but this is my frozen Nether. It's a cool little area. Over here, I want to do something in 1.16, so I feel like doing some cool stuff with the terrain will help out with that maybe. But, yeah, basically, kind of like that same thing in real life. Like, yeah, if you want to focus more on the conversation side of things, you sometimes do some stuff that's like, like mining soul sand, finding patches to mine takes some amount of brain power, but mining it doesn't always take all of that, Like, it's, I'm not going to say it takes 0 mental cycles from you, but it takes fewer, certainly, than trying to beat a Minecraft world record. Oh, I have a, if you follow me on Twitter, you already know this, but this blows my mind. I've done the whole dating thing wrong this whole time, says my Russia. Allow me to assist your life and say that, like, you know what? The trick with dating is just to seem like you're a real functional person. That's all you gotta do, and you'll be great. Also, thank you very much to the very first tip of the entire stream. Brodie Privett, not to get live stream unless it's late. There are a lot of people who would oh, well, so I'm gonna put this over here. We're in the Nether. Bad things can happen. Let's just kind of have a nice little hedge against those bad things. How much of your Nether have you explored, says Katrina Souza? I read your name out wrong, Katrina, but I've explored 80,000 blocks in that direction. Is it 80,000? No, 120,000 blocks in that direction. I went to 1 million in the overworld via the Nether. But in that direction, I've gone maybe like 150, which means it takes me 100,000 blocks to find new terrain that way, and about 100 blocks to find new things that way. Dating advice with Toycat, says Charlotte Portson. Okay, so I want to clarify. Every time I bring up dating advice, I don't think I'm, like, good at dating. I just think that, like, I'm so bad at it that the observations most people, if you're good enough at something, you don't have to think about it. It's just I like to... I know I had this phase where I was like, you know, this is something... This strikes me as something that, like, I definitely don't know how to do. And then, like, I spotted some trends, some patterns and stuff, and I'd be like, oh, turns out it's a very basic world order. Because, like, it's funny, there are so many parts of life that just operate on their own set of rules that no one ever tells you. And dating's kind of like one of those. And let me clarify, not an expert, I'm not going to give dating advice that's actually useful. I'm going to give you... Also, should we grab this gravel? I guess we should, like, gravel is... I want to make a lot of concrete, maybe, or maybe... Yeah, or something like that. So we're going to take the gravel just in case we want to. You know, it can't hurt, can it? It can't hurt. Toy Cat, can I have house ideas for my Minecraft house? Make a modern house. That's my idea. No, make a house out of soul sand. Make a nether house, but make it in the overworld. There you go. And then surround it with nethery blocks. And then make a giant portal. And then confuse people as to what dimension they're in. It kind of annoys me that soul sand is gravity affected. It's nice that it's not, but it definitely should be. Yeah, I think now that we have soul soil, soul sand should become gravity affected. They obviously can't retroactively do that. Can Toy Cat say lesbian rights? You know what? I don't think lesbians always are right, but you know what? I will say lesbian. Yeah. Is there anyone there who's like, you know what? I really agree with rights for everyone, except the one specific category that is lesbians. No, we have a bunch of lesbians in the chat. You know what? Shout out, wait, chat. Right now, tell me if you're a lesbian. Wait, just if you are... No, wait. There's a better way to do this. Every time... I'm always shocked, because I never assumed that lesbians were a huge percent of the population. Like, I always assumed it had to be less than 1. But as a percentage of Toy Cat viewers, it's like 1 in every 20 viewers here is like, yeah, lesbian gang. I like my coffee like I like my Toy Cat streams. Feminine? I don't know. What, are my streams feminine? I don't know what I'm going for here, friends. Make a mon house and post it on the marketplace. Okay, so chat. Actually, wait, I want to hear you. Okay, while we're here, this is like my State of the Union address, right? While we're here anyway, there is something I have wanted to talk about. So, I kind of like, I recently came to the conclusion, John Winchell, also wait, I'm a lesbian, okay, we got a lot of lesbians. Lesbian represents as Emma Jarvis, see? An Emma and a lesbian. The hero the chat needs. But yeah, we got a surprising number of lesbians out here, which is interesting to me, especially because women make up a very low percent of my overall viewer base. It seems to be higher on stream, but you know, demographics I could talk about all day. Like to most people, it's just a thing about someone, but it's fascinating how much demographics will tell you. Also, thank you, Amanda Ree. Good to see you. Also, John Winchell. Glad to see you taking a break from speedrunning. We're fully prepared to stage an adventure. What's your opinion on the Sofa King? The Sofa King? Question mark. There is a king of sofas. I would like to know about this king of sofas. Who is he? And why is he, why? Or I guess, who are they? Is it a thing? Is it a store, maybe? Because I know, you know, let's not think about it too much. Let's just leave these floating. Never things right here. Also, a lesbian gang. Thank you, Rosie Ferret. Oh, wait. See, Rosie Ferret, long-term subscriber, mentioned, like, they watched with their girlfriend once, maybe. See? That's cute, you know? Honestly, even if you're, like, the most, you know, disliking of gay people person in the world, I don't understand how you can't relate to lesbians and be like, well, don't we all just want a cute girlfriend who loves us? You know, isn't that what we all want? You know, me and the lesbians have a common goal in our lives, and I'm just saying, it's is that not a thing? Also, anyway, so yeah, so I wanted to talk about this now because I recently came to the conclusion that super flats for Bedrock are clearly coming. You know, like at some point they have to come, but they're dragging their feet on it so much. It's been 3 years now. But I was like, okay, so we can't get custom super flats on Bedrock.
Please define what good at dating means. If one dates many people, does that mean they are good or bad at dating? Here is your allowance.
Okay, wait. I have a cool announcement to make about stuff in a second. But first of all, I want to say, I was Miss Potato. You asked me to change my name, so it's Toycats, yes. You know, you can't say they're not dedicated. Real quick, okay, if you date a lot of people, I think you're bad at dating, unless that's your intention. If you date a lot of people unintentionally, you're bad at dating. If you intentionally date a lot of people, you're good at dating. But I think a lot of people who date a lot of people will say that they want to do it because no one wants to seem like they're doing things they don't want to. You justify the things after the fact. Watching with the girlfriend right now. See, that's just that's the most adorable. See, that's great, right? Everyone's got this in common. Toy cat lesbians unite. You know, we're like two peas in the pod, friendos. Perhaps I've started a toy cat lesbian revolution. I'm genuinely suspicious. Like, you know what? Some of these people, they just the statistics don't add up. But in fact, somehow it does. By the way, mining like this is a magma block I'm mining with a unbreaking pickaxe. It makes so little difference. Oh wait, it's okay. It's instant mine with efficiency. But even without efficiency, magma mines so fast. I didn't realize just how fast you can mine magma until literally just this minute. Also, I probably shouldn't take the soul sand out from over here, so I'm gonna not do that. Instead, we're gonna climb back up here. But yeah, I feel like the problem with certain behaviors, especially like dating ones, is like most people don't know what they want. And it's like, there's this cool perception in the world where it's like, oh yeah, the coolest people are the ones who do the most people. But I think not everyone, like, but I think it's the majority of human beings. Again, it's not everyone. There are some people outside of this norm. But the majority of people do like just the idea of like, oh yeah, like a long-term person who like, you know, who would learn to like me and, you know, who I could learn to like and who we could be like a team together, fight against the world, you know? I feel like everyone wants that on some level, but some people don't know, like, between there and then. And a lot of people, there are some people who don't, and it's like, because of the muddiness of it, you're just like, yeah, if you are dating a lot of people, you are cool. But, so, like, therefore it seems like it's the goal of society, because you don't talk about how happy you are when you're married to anyone besides. Like, it's a thing you just don't mention, right? Whereas, when you're dating a lot of people, you're like, yeah, I'm killing it, right? I think that's the difference. Also, Matilda Duncan says, I don't know what to say, but hi, I love you. You know what? We have a phrase for that here in this live stream. If you want to say something, but you're not sure what, I'm Welsh is the official designated code word. We'll know what you mean. But thank you, Matilda. I appreciate it. So yeah, I have a, do you remember, chat, how I was trying to get my Let's Play world onto the marketplace? And I've been trying to do so for a year. Basically, there's a lot of rules about world size that I just can't get around. Because I explored... Actually, wait. It all fits in. Because I explored 125,000 blocks that way, my world is 800 megabytes. Oh, wait. I can't... I think it's under confidentiality, what I'm about to say. So, there is something interesting to do with that fact that makes me unable to release this map. And we've tried a lot of things over the past year, but the Let's Play world isn't going up on the store anytime soon. I might put it on, like, we've joked about OnlyFans, but, like, we might, like, allow some way for people who want to access it. But in the meantime, something I was thinking, like, because I've got the marketplace contacts anyway, and I've been playing a lot of marketplace maps, but so many of them are just not delivering what I want from a Minecraft map. Like you know, even if I'm willing to pay for something, I want a like survival challenge that's like, hey, do these things, you'll get a reward. And I've been like mildly disappointed, honestly, which is why. Also, pretty sure 90% of your fan base are lesbians. Anyway, female toy cat is a yes. I mean, I think we all agreed. The one thing, like, chat is a crazy world where, you know, nothing. Chat agrees on very few things, because chat is a lot of individuals that have different opinions. The one thing chat agreed on was that female toy cat was attractive. That is like, that you would, you know? Who doesn't want female toy cat as a girlfriend? I want female toy cat as a girlfriend, and I'm male toy cat. I am so freaking Welsh, as Matilda Duncan. Also, it's good to see you, Cat Girl. How are you doing today? Are you doing good? Wait, actually, again, I'm going to project your question, and then I'm going to answer your question. Cat Gal says, wow, how's it going, Toy Cat? I'm doing really good. Thank you for asking. And you don't want your second follow-up question. Yes, actually, that is how I do it. There you go. Whatever question you're mentally thinking, think of one right now. Yes, that's the answer. I actually am Welsh. Oof, says Lloyd Callaghan. Yeah, I know, we all have times where we don't know what to say, Liam Callaghan. Or Lloyd Callaghan. Don't you worry, friend. Don't you worry. It's a normal sensation to be going through. We all have this moment in our life. You just started discussing Bedrock feature. We've been waiting for years, but have yet to get. Says I'm Blur. So yeah, basically, I have the marketplace hookup anyway. I'm gonna be dealing with the actual like side thing of it tonight, and I have a really cool. Like, I actually have a series of maps ideas, but I've got this one really cool idea that like people love to see it when I streamed it as a super flat version years ago. But there is no super flat. Like, most people play on a Bedrock platform without the ability to generate super flat. So I was thinking, given that every single Minecraft Bedrock platform has access to the store, I want to make a custom map based on the custom super flat. Again, like, I want to use it as a basis, then kind of make it into like a challenge map from there. I was thinking, wouldn't that be a really fun idea if we could take, also, way to project your positive day onto me. Wow, doesn't your day feel so much more positive now? Oh, I'm really worried that if we keep mining down, we're going to end up somewhere we don't want to go. Should we do it, chat? Do we dig down or do we not? This is your decision. Because in the meantime, here's one to get taxed. Thank you, Reen Kittens. I just don't know if we should. I'm just very concerned that this is a bad... Okay, it was fine. It was fine. We took the risk. It was okay. But I bet we're really close to not being okay. Oh no, I was wrong. I think we can mine through here and end up somewhere good. Hey Cat, how are you? Says Brodie Privett. I'm doing good, Brodie Privett. How about yourself? Wow, you're doing good too? That's good to hear. See, I'm projecting onto everyone. But yeah, I wanna hear your thoughts, chat. Like, I've had this idea forever. Like, a super hard survival map that has like a reason to survive. Like complete the monument, you know, like collect all of the colored, you know, it used to be wool, but we could do like concrete to like make it the 2020 version. I had this like, also thank you for the advice of digging down. But I had this idea of like, you know, wouldn't that be something? Hello, good sir. Hello, Mr. Sharkboy. How are you doing today? I hope you're doing well. But yeah, I don't want to do it obviously if people are like, actually that sounds awful. Like I wouldn't be down with that. But I wanted to make a like a survival map that is like what I would like in a map, and I wanted to do it forever. And I've got most of all the details worked out. But I don't want to do it if people would be like, well, actually, you know, it doesn't seem right, or you know, something about like, well, you know, if you have a Minecraft map, it will mess up your ability to objectively look at Minecraft. Or I don't know. What do you think, Internet? Are you curious? Would you be down to spend like $3-4 on a Minecraft map that could be like an actual survival challenge? Because I keep trying to find ones that I'm never successful. I think Mine Boat was the closest we found, and it was also just a boat. Like they did nothing, you know. Like I don't know why like no one has a map with actual detail in there. But that's why I want to be like, okay, we're gonna emulate like a lot of the like old console stuff. I want to do like a limited size world that matches, you know, the console size world stuff. Like I want to do lots of kind of homages to the console edition. Because I feel like most of the developers who make maps right now, they're really good at building things, but they don't understand like what's a like compelling, you know, survival challenge. But maybe that's just me because I enjoy survival challenges. Because there are some good maps out there, but there's also a lot of people who are like, you know, like we played one today where it was a nice map, but also where was the map? Where was the thing, the goal, the objective beyond secrets? Mentioned which stream without console. I go by Tsushima if you see that is your dream. I don't know how you say Tsushima, I assume. Also, sounds like a great idea. Thank you, Ian Paulson. Sure, yes, says Cowcop Chime. James is a giant peach says, sounds like a cool idea. So yeah, like basically a bit, part of why it's come is because like, I've been working on a lot of like little side projects recently. No reason why. Definitely don't have any extra time on my hands. It's definitely not like I am confined to my own country by it's not even laws, it's just guidance, right? Like, there's definitely none of that going down. It's definitely all because I want to be here. And I want to be working on some things. And yeah, one of those things I just felt like, you know what? It's actually, this is a funny thing about Minecraft. It is easier to distribute a map in a paid way than in a free way. Like, I can't imagine any other game where that's true. But I genuinely think you can reach more people with a paid map. So I'll just say like, hey, if you want to pirate the map, do whatever you want. You know, like that's cool. If you don't want to support a thing, you don't have to support any. Like, you know, these streams, instead of it being like, you can pirate them, it's like, pirating is the default option. If you want to support like Izia or Ihara, but it's like, also Tsushima. Wait, I thought I read that one out already. Am I going crazy? Tsushima with an X in front. Tsushima. Also, thank you, Church of Benny. Or Chasers23. If
Modern House is a thing along with Modern House 27 Electric Boogaloo, why the heck not?
You know, you know, that's, a part of me thinks that too, like, you know, the cool thing about Modern House existing is it says to anyone else, you know, no matter how bad your dreams are, as long as you exist in Sweden, or as long as you are in the right place at the right time, you too can make a lot of money. That's the cool thing about that. When will your next public realm experiment be? 2020. Have you watched Line of Duty? If so, what are your thoughts on it? I don't know what is Line of Duty, friendo. I have not watched it. I haven't even heard of it, honestly. It's called tax evasion, not pirating. Oh yeah, like again, I think pirating is a super lazy term for it, right? Like it's obviously free by default for a reason, and I think it's good. I'd rather it be that way. I'm just trying to make the analogy, because that's what I think Minecraft calls it when you get a map. I don't know what's actually called. They've got like a term for it. It's like, also you feeling cozy toy cat. You know, whoever started the cozy train, gonna have to rein in the coziness, I reckon. Should I put some soul sand here? I guess I'll use some netherrack for there and there, and we can pick this up. And we can pick this up too. It feels weird leaving these caves here, but you know what? Never caves. Kinda need them. Hey Toycat, Lightning Bell says he couldn't make it today, so he has online classes tomorrow. At least that won't fall into lava. Oh, you guys are friends. That's great. Also, I want to mention that cozy. I want to mention that I wait. Nope, I don't know. I don't know what I want to mention. I forgot. You know, if it was so important, I would have remembered what it was that I was going to mention. So clearly, it can't be anything too important. But I was going to. I want to be on record now that I was going to say something. But yeah, I like everything I've ever done on the internet. I like the idea of like make it free. Because okay, you know, actually, here's something interesting, right? The cool thing about everyone always acts like the world is this like capitalist nightmare where like, you know, and the you know, like there's a bunch of people becoming rich at everyone else's expenses. Like, you know, that's a view of the world some people have, and that's like, okay, you can exist in that world. One of the cool things though is like entertainment now is the most free and widely accessible it's ever been. Like even if you think about these YouTube live streams, like the fact that you know, like I'm not even the only one live streaming right now. There are hundreds of people live streaming, and you can absorb their entertainment. There is, you know, like any movie from like the last 50 years is on some streaming service that you can just watch. Although you pay a fee for that monthly, but like, you know, the accessibility of just everything. Everyone can watch the same stuff with only exceptions for stuff like, I want to say niche sporting events. Like I know it costs. I have a friend who's really into boxing, and the amount he pays to watch boxing is absurd. I think it's the same with like MMA, the UFC and stuff. But like outside of like a few niche sporting events, everything is just like all freely accessible, right? And then you support it via some other means. Like if you want a T-shirt, some like bands will sell like, you know, merch as a way to do a thing, right? If you wanna, you know, like there's like alternate ways to make the money side of things, because entertainment is just like that saturated and full, which is awesome. It's bad time to be in entertainment probably. Oh lord. Okay, well there goes all of the. Oh, they're gonna knock me off. They're gonna knock me off into the. Where did that Magma cube even spawn, honestly? Oh no! Oh, okay. I was gonna put a headphone in to watch out for that very particular thing. Have you read 12 Maps That Changed the World? I have not actually. That's a cool. I really like that as a book title. I wanna make a thing about precisely that. Although now I can't make it now that I know that an original thing exists. So I get live streams greater than any other content. Yeah, 1,376 people. Like it blows my mind that number of people have chosen this over anything else. Like all of the other. Oh god. Oh, there goes the wind. There's so much content in the world, and some people choose to enjoy moin. That's definitely how you say that word. And that's really like that's hard to wrap my head around personally. Can you do something exciting? I want my super chat to be in Harrison's recap. Yeah, the monthly rewinds. I enjoy watching them. He does a really good job. It's one of those things where it's like, man, that should be good. Okay, chat. What do we do that's interesting? We gotta make it into the rewind. Okay, here's an idea. We'll I actually don't know. Like, it's crazy. Like, I watched those highlights and I'm like, man, my streams were interesting, right? Because that's the thing about stream, it's like this long form. So the density of like, it's hard to like pin down the most interesting things till after it's done. But there definitely are like peaks and valleys, like with any entertainment method. Like even like a movie that people spend hundreds of millions of dollars on, they'll always make sure that the movie has like, I forget what it's called. It's called like the engagement curve, Like, you can't engage with something that's 100% action all the time. But, you know, people love to enjoy the idea of, like, ooh. It's like a roller coaster, you know? You know when a roller coaster, like, builds you up on that, like, first mountain, like, or hill or whatever? And then at the end, and then, like, all of a sudden it's like, boom. And then you just go from there. Like, honestly, roller coasters can get boring when they don't realize that you gotta, like, build some suspense. If it's just constant, like, you gotta have something to look forward to, right? You gotta have something that's in your mind as, like, this is gonna be cool. This is happening. By the way, lava spawns in, like, huge chunks. I didn't realize just how big they could be until literally just now. But, like, this is so much. Okay, let's get rid of that lava. Just now. It's not lava, it's just like a single block of lava. They spawn in the nether. Make an offering into the lava, says the Chungling. What a great idea. What a great idea. Also, thank you, Gundolph. What are your top 5 favorite games? I have such a hard time, like, doing, like, definitive answers on the spot, but I will say one of my favorite games is, you know, Portal, Super Mario 64, Minecraft, and after that it gets a little bit harder, I'd say. But those are my top 3. I would say definitely. Love the channel, says Seth. Thank you, Seth. I love the channel too. You know, a game I really wanted to play recently. So this is dumb. Don't ask me why this is my thing, but I love. I really like Las Vegas. I've been there twice. Yeah, twice now, and I enjoyed it a lot both times. There's just something about Vegas that, like, gets me as a city. It's like Singapore. There are just places in the world that I just feel like at home. It's great. Also, the Church of Benny says you have y equals plus minus x squared hairline. Ringfrat says you can't join the realm. What is that, Mr. Church of Benny? I will say, okay, again, mild spoiler here. I was thinking of doing a religious realm experiment next. I know it could only lead to bad places, and that's part of why I want to do it. But we'll see if that gets offensive. In fact, we'll go for offensive. That way, no one can accuse me of being offensive, because I'll be like, aha, that was my plan. Uno reverse card or whatever. By the way, I'm totally just making my own little cave to find all this magma. Not sure if that's what we should be doing, but it's totally what we're doing anyway. Let's move an unbreaking pickaxe to get more of, like, a nice little pace going on. I like the... Breaking's more satisfying when it happens, like, block by block, right? It's kind of nice. It's kind of nice. Wait, put the lava back in. I could fill this cave with lava, actually. It would just instantly fill. It'd be a waste, but I could do it. I could do it. But yeah, if Mario games get remastered on Switch, which Leaks is saying, would you play Mario 64 on a stream? If they remaster Mario 64 for... I've heard that they're doing all of them, but I think that's obviously not going to happen. But yeah, I would so gladly play Super Mario 64 remastered. And Sunshine. I'd love to dive into Galaxy or Galaxy 2. Do you have any flea markets in the UK? So I've heard of flea markets because, like, they're kind of like, you do a thing, right? But I don't think so. We have, like, we have something called markets, like town. I don't know what to describe them as, but, like, there's a group of people that come around the, like, you know, a town or a village, and they sell you fruit, vegetables, and then, like, garbage. Like, you can buy, you know, knockoff t-shirts. You know, you can buy stuff like that if you want to. I remember once, actually. Wait, I've got a story about a market that is not related to your question, because I don't think my type of market is a flea market, because I don't know if that's the same, but I'll pretend that it is anyway. But this story just came to my head, and it's, like, such a ridiculous one. I remember once, whenever I used to give him lunch money, because I never used to have money as a child, so, like, when I was given lunch money, I would use my lunch money as, like, money, you know? Like, all you have to do is not eat lunch, and then you've got money, you know? Like, lunch lasts, you know, for 10 minutes, but money lasts until you buy something stupid. So, a farmer's market. Yeah, people call it, like, a farmer's market, but, like, also they sold, like, other things. Like, you could buy phones or phone cases or, like, dumb stuff, you know? So, once when I was, like, 11, because the village I was in, had, like, a market in between where I lived and my school, or, like, near it. And, once I bought, like, something that sounded amazing with my lunch money. It was like a spud gun or something like that. Like, it sounded amazing. I was like, oh, it's a gun. And then, like, after I bought it and, like, you know, walked, like, 5 minutes away, I was like, I just bought a gun that turns potatoes into something, but I don't have any potatoes or money to buy potatoes. And I remember, like, I think it was, like, I think it was my brother in the end who just had to go back and be like, hey, we spent our money on, this was our lunch money. And like somehow that guilt got the guy to give the thing back. And I feel bad about that to this day. Like, you know, like obviously like he could resell it, so it didn't matter in the end. But it's like, you know, if you make a mistake when purchasing something, it's always awful that you can get someone else to fix that sometimes. Or maybe that's nice. Maybe it's nice that the market guy who had no legal obligation to refund this like 12-year-old kid decided to do it anyway. But that was the thing. I think he said that he wouldn't sell to us again though. So maybe he's not such a nice guy. Is it just me or does YouTube compression ruin all Minecraft content? Hazaru, does this look bad to you? Like, so, oh wait, okay. Someone once complimented me. Someone once complimented me about my live streams not looking awful, because most Minecraft live streams do look awful on YouTube, especially the Never ones. But, I could be wrong, chat. Does this look normal? Does this look like what you expect? Just eat the gun for lunch, SMH, this garden gnome. I'm glad someone is giving me the real options here. But, yeah, I use the gun for lunch. But, like, I need a potato for the gun, you know? I could have eaten the gun straight up. That is true. But, yeah, I don't know, like, you ever make a mistake like that, and then, like, the world bails you out of it, and you're like, I'm lucky about that one. But, like, I feel bad about it when, like, every time something like that happened. I know, I've got another example. So, I know this is worse in America, but in the UK, like, so sometimes, you know, my parents would forget to give us lunch money, because, like, actually, wait, in the, also, your live stream looks pretty nice. It looks good. It looks fine to me, but I have low standards. I can confirm, Chantal. A lot of people say that, like, wait, actually, I'm gonna watch my own live stream, but, like, there's a lot of compression usually. Wait, let me show you. Right now. So, I can do this on the fly, just for fun. Streaming. Okay, chat, look at this. The live stream should now look like garbage. As I start to do actual things. Like, it looks normal while I'm looking at stuff, but it looks like garbage now, right? Chat, can you all agree? Like, it's kind of blurry. You can see what's happening, but, like, not entirely. This is the quality that I recorded my speedrun with Silent at. Like, the whole video was ruined, but I just kind of rolled with it. It was a whole thing. But yeah, as I do stuff like this, it should look kind of awful. But then, if I go up to this, we get a little bit better, and now things are okay. Oh yeah, look at this, chat. Everything's all good now. And then we can go from here. Like, if I start spinning around, things should start to look real rough, real fast. But then what we just have to do is we up that fully, and wow, it looks like normal. Put it back. So yeah, there you go. Minecraft, but it's garbage live stream. Should we do a 144p Minecraft live stream? I'm down, chat. I'm down. My eyes. I'm on phone, so it still looks nice. Yeah, that's the interesting thing about... That's the reason, like, content providers have to make these decisions about compression and stuff. Like, YouTube assumes that you might watch it on a, you know, high-end PC, or that you might watch it just casually on a, you know, phone. Like, they have to make, like, decisions based on that. Which is also why Netflix, I think, like, turns down your bitrate super low by default. With a lot of things, you have to, like, pay for a more premium option. Because they just assume most people don't want or need it. Still looks great. It should look great now, right? If it doesn't look great now, Internet, then something's gone wrong. Wait, did I actually save it? Did I forget to save it? Nope, this should look great. If it looks bad now, that means that something's just broken. My apologies. Yes, 144p. Put it to the lowest possible settings. I wonder how many people would come to watch that. You know, too many people is the sad answer. Okay, so we need to get out of here now. We need to go back, and we need to put all of these magma blocks away. I don't even know where to put them, honestly. I guess we'll work that out as we go. Am I going to risk falling in lava? Yes, I am. Ooh. That is a dangerous way through there. Did I mine this myself? Did this used to be soul sand or magma? Because that's pretty cool. There's like a secret little entrance to this whole little area. I could totally wait. If I make the castle like here-ish, I can make like a secret entrance back there. I totally need to do that. What's the best seed you've ever found, says Seth? Honestly, I would say right now, the Minecraft speedrunning seed that I'm using is like, it's too good of a Minecraft seed. It's it's top notch. It's top notch. It just kind of goes without saying, I would say. It looks good. It's good. Okay, that's nice. Thank you. So right over there. Actually, I'm gonna center it like around about here. But I'm gonna have a giant castle, and then behind that castle, I want to have that lead to that secret area. Because who doesn't want a secret little nether garden? I certainly do. I got my first elytra today. Hey, congratulations, Alex B. There are small victories in this world, and getting your first elytra has to be one of them. You can finally fly around the world. Ballad of the Cats is the best C418 Never track. Don't at me. Ballad of the Cats? I don't actually recognize it by default. Let me listen to it right now. Ballad of the Cats. Minecraft Volume Beta. Ooh. I don't know about this one. I remember Minecraft console used to have exclusive Never music. And to this day, I still don't know for sure if they added that to the other versions or not. I would love to go find out. But yeah, let's work on that right now. Hello, internet. I am gonna find you again. There you are, chat. Why are you collecting all the soul sand and magma? It's always good to have a lot of Minecraft blocks. Magma blocks in particular, I really want because like there's a lot of contraptions that can use them, and I just feel like, you know what? Let's get enough of them, but we don't have to worry about this too much. But with, when it comes to soul sand, I think my logic is just like, in the next update, soul speed is a real enchantment that I intend to get. I would love to have like a soul speed pathway where you have boots on both sides and you can like transfer them back and forth or something. Basically what I'm trying to say is I want to make a soul sand pathway somewhere in this world. I don't know where, but I do totally want it. Do. Welcome to the membership club, Mr. Harry Marshall. I hope you're having a wonderful membership day, because you can enjoy new membership features, like green name. You know, I'll just leave it at that. That's all the features. I watch streams of my Samsung Smart Fridge. You know, when you watch on a fridge, you have a different set of things entirely to it, right? Your needs are just so different to the rest of us that it's incomprehensible. So we're going to use this chest for soul sand. Okay, no, we're going to use this chest for soul sand. Actually, this chest is just magma. And soul sand probably has its own chest already. Also, thank you, Mato Costa. If at first you don't succeed, then skydiving isn't for you. I agree with that advice, generally speaking. So yeah, I guess we're going to have to make a soul sand chest. How are we going to do that? The easy answer is we don't. Yeah, that's right. Seems like we need to. But if there's anything I've learned from the world, it's that you don't have to do anything you don't want it. You know, no one can tell you what you can and cannot do. And that includes working out plans more than 20 seconds ahead of doing them. You should have to choose between soul speed and depth strider, but soul speed doesn't use up your boots. Yeah, I think that, I think soul speed using up your boots is one of the, like, more questionable Minecraft decisions out there. I can't say I'm the biggest fan of it. I'm going to put this in the ice chest over here. There we go. Nice. I heard a Vindicator. I heard the Vindicator too. You know, good hearing, my 4 brain cells. Also, nice name, my 4 brain cells. So we need to find a, we need to make a chest for these. I guess we could just make a chest over here and like make it go around the corner. Yeah, that's the simplest solution. Although I guess I want this to be wider. Yeah, we'll dig this to be an extra like 3 blocks wide. Seems like a good solution. Should we do it right now? Yeah, sure, why not? Just mine over here. Pretend that the floor isn't an issue. And there we go. Now we have an extra chest. Oh, actually, now the window is going to be behind a chest. But you know what? That's fine. We don't mind windows behind chests. So let's get another chest and place it over there. So, Cat, I have some advice. When you're attacking mobs, don't spam click, as it uses 3 times more durability, because if you click in between the hits, it uses durability. Oh, yeah, that's true, Nerdlord. That is true. For speedrunning, it's still a good idea to waste the durability, because you guarantee you hit on the next thing. It's called oversampling. There's a downside and there's an upside to it, and the upside is worth more than the downside. But yeah, when you're playing regular Minecraft, you shouldn't spam hit. You should be like, hit, wait, hit, 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 hit. If you go like this, it wastes your ability a lot more. You're totally right. I noticed that the very second I started playing Bedrock, because if you have a gold sword, you can like hilariously overutilize it. It's a whole problem, okay? It's a whole problem. But yeah, let's grab ourselves some wood. We've got a lot of acacia wood right now, so 1, 2, 3, 4. And let's make ourselves a double chest, shall we? How nice. Please make that room 3 tall, says Trenton XR. You know, I think a good 2 high room is good enough. Now the problem with making it 3 high is the room up here is like a thing. So 2 high room it is. No, a lot of people hate like having their head be so close to the ceiling, but there's something like charming about it to me. And I know I'm the only one who feels that way, but that's the cool thing about Minecraft. You can feel your own way about things, and it's okay. Which is not true in the real world. You have your own feelings in the real world. Get those feelings out there, friends. I'm just kidding. You should share feelings with someone, or maybe you shouldn't. Maybe that's my point. Don't share those feelings. With mending on your sword, you don't have to worry about durability. You do actually have to like you have to worry that you're not using it faster than you're healing. If you have mending without unbreaking, like we do right now, it's a whole problem. Also, I've been rewatching a Let's Play, and the difference 7 years makes. Here's my tax. Thank you, Emily Fellows. Oh my god, yeah, the issue of my Let's Play and how long it's been going. It's like, it's pretty wild, to say the least. So yeah, I definitely, it's not even really the same series at this point. It just happens to involve the same world. That's kind of the fun of it. It's the same series that's changed so much that it's not, but it is. Do you have an opinion on hard determinism? I will Google that for you. I'm assuming that means that everything in the universe is pre-decided. Hard determinism is the theory that human behavior actions are wholly determined by external factors. Therefore, humans do not have genuine free will or ethical accountability. So the thing about free will, right, is it comes in tiers. And there's different levels of free will you can believe in. So there's the two things people think about is that there's either a world where you are free to make whatever decision you want, or a world where every decision you make or will make has been pre-decided based on your factors. To take a I don't know, an example for you. If you are if you are people who are born to lower income backgrounds are statistically more likely to take up lower income jobs. Not because they think themselves one day, I would like to make less money than if I had taken a higher paying job, but because, you know, that kind of weaved them down that path. If for instance, you're born with glasses, you know, like the academicness people perceive in you is something you see in yourself too. There's a lot of like tiny biases where your interactions with the world aren't 100% determined based on you, but are instead determined based on something about you. But as far I don't think that everything you ever do is predetermined. I don't think, because, you know, it is theoretically true that if you knew the position of every single atom in the universe and the direction it's heading, etc., and you could know where that was heading for the rest of the time, you'd know everything. Because everything in the world is built from, you know, everything in the world is built from the tiniest matter that doesn't have free will. Like, we know that atoms don't have free will, or we're pretty sure at least. And therefore, everything is built from those, and therefore there's no free will. But, the way humans generally define, like, because, you know, there are some things, like, I eat 3 times a day, not because I consciously decide to, but because I just do. So that, like, that's not really in my control. But at the same time, the reason we believe in it is not only because, one, it's like a depressing life if you just think of your life. If you don't picture yourself as being in the driving seat of your life, it's a very depressing life to imagine, right? Like, oh yeah, life is just this thing where things are gonna happen and you go along for the experience. But the reality is that when people think about the world as being 100% determined, they when people think about like free will not being a thing, they think therefore that they're in their brain thinking about stuff and that's the thing. But like what it actually is that your thoughts about things are predetermined. Your thoughts that you like computers and dislike, I don't know, art, that is predetermined by all the other factors in the world. But I don't think that's I think that is largely true. Like, there's a lot of things. if you can't describe something, there's a good chance that it is predetermined. But if you, and even all the things you can describe, like, oh yeah, what is the reason that you decided to have children? It's not because you weighed up the pros and cons of having children, not having children. It's because you're like, oh yeah, I have a biological desire to do so, and I see children as cute because I have a biological thing inside me that does that. You know, that was always going to be in my coding. But yeah, you know, why did I eat the lobster? Well, because I like food as a human being that needs to sustain themselves, and lobster was a thing that was near me that sounded tasty. It hit the right things in my brain. So what I'm trying to say, because I think I lost a lot of people in that whole rant. What I'm trying to say is I think there isn't... No one knows for sure how much free will humans have. But even if you think that 100% of the universe is determined, because no one can know perfectly how it is, it shouldn't affect your outlook on life. Like, even if life is 100% predetermined and we know how, if you don't know how, then it shouldn't change anything about how you live your life. Because if it changes things about how you live your life, it will make things impacted for the worse. Like, or put it this way, if free will isn't a real concept, if you believe in free will, it's the same as if it is. It's almost like, I don't know, like ignorance from a subject usually doesn't make it... You know, like, there aren't many things that you can pretend don't exist and they go away. But that debate is genuinely one of them, in my opinion. But you can say my opinion's dumb if you want. But that's what I feel. I join your streams for fun, but then get therapy, says SipStation. I'm glad to therapize you today. No, therapy is a surprisingly important thing. Like, all you gotta do, right, is you gotta take the things, the problems in your life, and you gotta just reframe them in a way that, you know, because a lot of people, like, you know, that doesn't put like something negative as the root. Like, if you conclude that because when you last ate something, you got beaten up, you should never eat again, you need some therapy for that to reframe the thing and be like, oh yeah, I didn't get beaten up because I ate, I got beaten up because I did a bad thing. If you have trauma that, like, oh yeah, well, here's the deal. The last time I was dating someone, they broke up with me, and I felt awful, and therefore the solution is I should never be with anyone ever again, because clearly I am just a bad human being for this. It's like, yeah, well, you need to reframe that one and work out that, like, oh yeah, they did a bad thing to you, and you internalized it yourself. Or vice versa, like, oh yeah, some people, no one ever gets therapy for this form of it, but like, oh yeah, I've been blaming other people a lot for something that I've done recently. I need to work that one out. I get really angry at people for things that aren't their fault. Also, sorry to interrupt you, but what are you digging for? Soul Sand and Magma, friend. No, I want a lot of it for, like, future 1.16 stuff. It seems like a good idea. Children fine for short amounts of time. I love babysitting my niece and nephew, but I'm glad when my brother comes to pick them up. I really hope that I change my mind on children, but right now they are just these, like, I think the idea of, like, it makes sense, the idea of children, but also not to me personally. I worry it's like a flaw even in our, like, society as a whole, but, like, I really think we need to move to a world. This is dumb, but this is my, like, future thing. Got my £2 worth on the Terminus message. Love you, says Jake. Yeah, no, I personally, it's one of those, like, fun debates because you can talk about it forever. But the much more interesting debate to have from it, what do you think of Brexit, says the UK? I love you, UK. It's crazy that it's, like, this thing that was, this issue from, like, the last 40 years that we solved in the, you know, in a way 4 years ago is still, like, a live issue. It's like, man, I don't know how that is where it is. I want to believe there's going to be some super great world coming out in the end, and that's where we are right now. I don't know if we're going to get there. I don't know how. I don't know who's going to take us there or when. But yeah, we've got an interesting time coming up as the UK. So yeah, but yeah, I feel like the more interesting debate, rather than like, do you have free will? Is the universe predetermined? Is what elements of your life do you not have control over? And what elements of your life do you have control over? And also, like, the same with other people. Like, there are so many things where, like, did not expect my comment to be read. Happiness. I'm happy working at daycare with toddlers, but I'm not sure if I want to come home to more. See, these are fascinating debates. Although I feel like probably people who are pro-child probably get alienated by these streams. You know, kind of like, to kind of tie that into what I was saying, I think in the same way that when I okay, when in the same way that you're more hinted towards something. Okay, like there are certain aspects about you that make you more or less likely to watch something. You know how like dad jokes are a thing? Being a dad means that you're around fewer other, people of your own type. You're around children a lot, so you make jokes that children find funny, and then it like seeps into the rest of your life, right? There are certain aspects of your personality, or whatever you want to call it, that are pre-decided. And knowing what those things are, there's a reason. Okay, wait. When people make movies, they treat the world as like 4 demographics. It's children, or like it's preteen, or not preteen. It's like adult men, adult women, and then like younger than 18. Children, women, children, men, or girls and boys. But go simple: girls, boys, women, men. Those 4 categories. Generally speaking, if a movie is popular in one, it's not guaranteed to be popular in another. I don't know. Let's pick an example. I'm gonna pick something super offensive, but like I don't know, Bridget Jones, right? Super popular with women, not so popular with guys. Super popular with adult, women, not so popular with children of men or female. Not that there's anything worse about it. It just it goes to certain proclivities within you. And I thought dad jokes in that way blows my mind. I actually thought it was like a common. I thought that was like knowledge that was out there. My bad if it's not. There's a lot of like small things like that you pick up as like, oh yeah, that's why the world is the way that it is. There's a lot of like weird patterns in the world that don't make any sense until you like try to piece them together. But yeah, basically, the things that people find interesting are in large part based on their demographics. You can also, this is way more controversial because everyone knows that to some extent. They're like, oh yeah, that's a thing. Paying a third toy cat tax this week.
Paying a third toy cat tax this week. Hopefully $10 is enough for TTS.
It is. The text-to-speech is like roughly $10, so whatever that is in your language. It's actually set to like $9.70, I think it is. Just in case like there's a conversion craziness going on. That's the thing. It's called a demographic. But no, the thing that really upsets people when they find it out is that a lot of things that people like to think are their moral beliefs are actually based on their, again, it is a moral belief. It is inside of you. It's a conviction. But it's also based on your position in life. If we just take the world and say left, right, just to make things simple. Let's not go of any particular country. But if you are older, you're more likely to be right than left. If you are younger, you're more likely to be left than right. If you're university educated, you're more likely to be left than right. If you're higher income earning, you're more likely to be right than left. Male is more likely to be right than left. And you can take these demographics, and it means that if you know that someone is a 23-year-old university educated person living in a city, let's say they're a woman, you can tell who they're going to be voting for. Whereas when you speak to the countryman who is 47, and has a shaved head, you can be like, yep, already know about that one already. And those people in their heads, they're not as simple as like, the bald man doesn't think of himself as the bald man living in the rural south, and the woman living in the city isn't like, her purpose in life isn't like, oh yeah, I am a college educated woman who teaches people about oppressive language issues or whatever. Problematic, that's the annoying buzzword, right? But people are a collection of attributes, and those attributes they go a significant way to defining you, because they define the average version of you. There is somewhere people who fit both those descriptions who are not the same way you'd imagine them. But they are also both like a good thing. It's kind of like, I don't know, stereotypes are usually seen as a bad thing. But the reason they're bad is because they don't work 100% of the time, and we act like they do. But they work a lot of the time, and you don't notice when something doesn't work. Because I know, it's like, you notice when something doesn't work much more than when it does. Spetzy says, hi to Cat, how are you? I know you're feeling tad deflated the other day. You're feeling better now? I'm doing much better now, actually, yeah. Like I said, today, I decided after, like, the years now, it's been over a year, of a thingy that I'd work on, like, a little bit of a marketplace map thing. And I've been, like, I've got like a cool idea. Today we got like the bulk of it done actually. Like in literally like a few minutes, this really cool like map came to be. That's better than like 60% of the stuff on the store. And I want to make this like super fun, old school style survival series of things. And yeah, I don't know. I got like really excited about it. Also, my book just came out like an hour before this stream. I'm not going to announce it here, but like I had a good day today on like the side project front. And also, there's a video I just made about how to build Minecraft. Like basically, okay, this is dumb. I feel like good when I do things that are work related that are good. Again, this is something that like, even though I think it's like the super unique thing about me, like, oh, I have a work ethic, or like I enjoy. Well, it's not what it is. It's like I am a, you know, young, early 20s, not tied down to a.
I love in the U.S. Therese, no conversion made. Is it about 11:30 p.m. where you are?
It is Tristan Montgrain. It is 11:30 right here. And I need to drink. I am very thirsty. Stereotypes don't work at all. Only like 1% is actually correct. Okay, how about the stereotype that, I don't know, Americans don't speak a second language? If I say right now, like, you know, like, can only speak English. If I say right now in chat, if you're American and speak one language, if you speak more than one language and you're American, say something in chat, you'll find a lot of examples where I'm wrong, because the examples where I'm right aren't notable. Like there's like a notability bias. This is the problem with the news, right? The news only focuses on the most. The news is out there trying to find the worst thing that has happened in a day, and because what doesn't make the news is area man, you know, has happy life with kids. You know, whenever we try to talk about, I was just watching a show, Designated Survivor, and like you find the political examples of like this man is unemployed because he lost his factory job. This woman's thing was killed by a shooter. Most people do not have dead children. It's I can speak Japanese. I speak a lot of languages. American, also speak French, says Megan Barton. That's quite shocking. I didn't know how many Americans spoke French. So you can see in chat, right? A lot of people say they are Americans and they speak another language. Wow, I sure am wrong, right? But at the same time, despite being so wildly wrong, it's because the times you're not wrong aren't notable. They're facts, you know. And it sounds like super dumb and maybe even just offensive to be like this. Like, no, it's like cat. Because, you know, stereotypes, like, I'm not saying a stereotype is a good thing. It's just on average an accurate thing. You know, the stereotypes that Americans are obese, it's a bad one because it's not true 2/3 of the time. Or like, I think overweight. I don't know what the actual numbers are. The UK has a big problem with it too, by the way. Like, that the world doesn't see. Like, there are lots of, when a stereotype is like super, you know, it can be ineffective. But it's a way to, and that's like the reverse, where like you don't think about when it's wrong, you think about when it's right. Again, it's a notability bias. Like when something is more, if something feels more significant, it registers more in your brain than the same thing that's less significant. I know every time I'm flying a plane, I've flown probably 1,000 hours. Could just be the demographics of people in chat happen to speak multiple languages. That's possible too, actually. That's possible too. It could be that, like, yeah, you're more likely to be... Actually, I don't know about it, actually. But, yeah, the second I join, I hear him talking about children. Help chat, says Masterman. Look, every now and then, you gotta talk about people who have their children dying on them. It's just, oh, Lord, there goes my magma. Let's just pick up as much as we can. Call it a day for that little bit over there. Let's switch out to this pickaxe again, just because it's slightly more efficient for getting the single bits without mining some stuff. But yeah, I'm overweight but have 17.8% body fat, says Brodie Field. I don't know what that means. I wish I knew like things like that. I'm gonna hurt someone soon. I don't intend to. My point is just here to say that so much about you is determined by the world. Ah, Lord. So much about you is determined by the world, and a lot of people don't quite realize how much. But so then what's important is because so much about you is determined by the world and is determined before you even get to have a say. It's important that you take the rest, the things that aren't determined by the world, and you make the most of those while realizing what things aren't, you know? Like, I don't know. There's a lot of examples, but like, if you realize what's expected from you and try to be different, or in some situations it's like, try to be the same, you know? Like, okay, I've mentioned this story before, actually. No, wait, first of all, I just want to finish my previous thing and say, I've flown thousands of hours. The most notable moments in there aren't the moments where everything was okay. Like, I can't tell you many moments on a flight where I was like, everything is okay. Not good, not bad, okay. I remember my favorite flight moments. I remember my least favorite ones. I remember once, like, there was bad turbulence for like half an hour. And I remember like, the crew looked kind of concerned. And I was like, you know, when the crew looks concerned, that's when you know you might die. I remember there was a crying child on a 17-hour flight to New Zealand once. That's good. That's what you want. That's where you want to be stuck. Cat Gal seems you appeal to people who are educated. Also, I look around sometimes and say, man, there are a lot of overweight people here, so take that as you will. I do actually, you know, again, I totally have the same reaction sometimes. But it's because you don't look around when they're not there and go,
Toy Cat, how is it going?
thank you, Commander Y. It's going well today, thank you. But it's like I think it does come down to that thing, like, you never look around and go, oh yeah, people sure are normal here. I'd guess on the educated front, for the record, that like, because I think I've said it before, like, yeah,
I did not want kids when I was your age either. But if you do not want to be a dad, then why is there a dad joke at the end of your videos?
Hey, those jokes are high quality and enjoyable to everyone. No, you're totally right.
There's a third TTS one without typos. Keep up the good work and buy yourself something nice. Okay,
do you know, if you want to know, like, the current thing I'm most likely to buy with, like, dumb spare money, which again, that's what these live streams are. I don't want to guilt anyone to, like, give me money because, like, I will starve if you don't. I use this money to buy silly, dumb things that I shouldn't be buying with my actual sources of income. So, one of the things I really want to buy is you can buy electric bikes that are, like, it's illegal to do this, but you can have an electric bike that runs without you pedaling. And I found one that goes 45 miles per hour, which I think is, needless to say, is fast, right? And I was like, ooh, this is very illegal. But if you're stopped by the police, you can, like, turn it off, and there's no way they can turn it on without the app on your phone, which obviously the app on your phone is on your phone, and they can't open that without your passcode. So, like, I just realized, like, aha, I have found myself a potentially great thing. But it's like 3,000 euros, and I was like, this is a dumb purchase that I want real bad. So, in a couple months, maybe, you know, maybe Daddy Toy Cat makes his money that way. But no, yeah, I have this, like, admittance to myself that, like, I really don't want children now, but also people change their mind about it. I don't know if I will be one of the people that does change their mind, but I leave the room in myself to do it, you know? I try to find, like, partners who are, like, anti-children, but not so anti that they're like, I want to get my ovaries removed. Like, you know, somewhere, a nice middle ground between that. A motorcycle. Yeah, but also it looks like a bike. It just goes as fast as a motorbike, and it's powered by electric. Because, I'm a big believer in electric, right? Like, I think, first of all, electricity's free. Oh, it's cheap. It's not actually free. But it feels free because you don't pay for it every time. You pay for it later. And way more importantly than that, it, you know, something about the environment. I get to pretend I care, which I totally do. But no, I think electricity is just a more efficient way to get energy to vehicles. So an electric. Why are electric bikes illegal? So they're not illegal in America, apparently. If you ever watched, wait, actually, chat. I need someone to tell me about the legality of what I'm about to say, because I'm going to quote an American movie, so you need to tell me what I'm talking about. So I watched Bumblebee on a plane, and the main character, she's a girl, or maybe she's not the main character, but like a main character. She has this like bike that like emits fumes, but also it's clearly a bike, and I don't understand what it is. So that is legal in America, but it's not legal in the UK. E-bikes in the UK and also all of Europe can only be assisted. You have to pedal, and then the bike can help. you cannot go for a thing. Does a pet snake count as children? If they do, then boy am I having children. And I think I want like a collection of raccoons. I think that's what I want as children. But yeah, if anyone has watched Bumblebee, tell me what I'm talking about. What is it called? Because and do you need a license for it? Because that's the bigger problem to me, is that like I don't want to learn to drive. You know, that seems like a lot of hassle. Electric bikes legal in the UK, but they have a limiter, so they won't do more than 15 miles per hour. See, but my argument, the reason, if I get caught by the police, I can be like, I was just pedaling at 45 miles per hour, Your Majesty. Wait, not Your Majesty. Your Honor. What do you call police? They've got like a title, don't they? Whatever, sir. Man, as appropriate. I could say one of those things. It's an electric scooter, not a bike. Motorbike, a motorcycle. It's not a motorcycle though. It's like it looked like a bike. It just was self-powered. There'd be name calling illegal in the UK. Electric bikes would be banned. Name calling isn't legal in the UK. I don't know what you're talking about, friendo. That's one of those like news headlines that like someone would share. Okay, one of my favorite things when I speak to, because I like to speak to a lot of Americans. I go to America a lot, and I talk with Americans, and so many of them, if they've only learned about the UK through the media, I'll always get quoted some dumb, like, UK law. Like, oh yeah, well, your police don't have guns, so they must be gangster all the time. And it's like, well, actually, or like, did you know guns are banned? It's like, well, actually, they're banned for most citizens, but you can get a license for a gun. Actually, a lot of people, even in the UK, think that guns are banned here. It's like, this is the problem with the media thing I was talking about. It's a motorbike. It's not a motorbike though. It's a bike. Oh, it's a bike with a motorbike. So you still call it a motorbike even when it's a bike with a motor. Like, it makes sense, but also it's incredibly dumb at the same time. Also, I wonder who I'd wonder if I had the exact same parents in one different country. I hope you're doing well, says Haley Starkey. Hey, thank you, Haley Starkey. Assuming you are Haley Stark and you've changed your name. You know, it's possible. It's possible there's just multiple people with your name, and that you're just Starkey and someone else was Stark. But to answer your actual thing, yeah, one of the things I like about traveling is you get to kind of like experience what you would be like here. Like that's why I like the most about it. Like, some people just want their picture with the Eiffel Tower or the Colosseum or whatever else. But to me, the most interesting thing about traveling is seeing, or like trying to work out, what would a version of me that was born here be like? Because, again, it's that thing where you don't realize how much you're affected by your surroundings until you're out of your surroundings. And then you're like, oh, yeah, me in these surroundings is a different person. You know, okay, wait, especially given that the world is, like, very decentralized now. Like, people live in all corners of it. I think it's, like, more and more important to see the people who live in parts that aren't in your parts, because of how just like wildly different they can be. Motorized bicycle, not a moped. You need a permit that is only given for a valid reason. Also, you can't just get one. You have to. It's very interesting. It's very interesting. The UK is romanticized by Americans, but it's just filled with drugs and underage drinking, says Nikki. You know, the truth about the UK is either romanticized or vilified by America, because it's an English-speaking country that has very close ties to the US, that also is very hard to visit for the majority of Americans. Because even though, like, you know, anyone can visit from America, like, it's so easy to just show up here. Like, you have to buy a flight and you need a passport. Two-thirds of Americans don't have a passport. It's like, imagine if there was a 51st state that you could only hear about from the news. That's how, like, American media treats the UK sometimes. But yeah, like, there's this problem in the media where, like, the whole goal is to try and make the most shocking sounding thing that you can't refute, or to find the most horrifying thing that has happened. You know, because at least, like, oh yeah, there was a hurricane in the Philippines today. That's bad news and like whatever, but we can turn that bad news into something that people like rally behind. Like, yeah, let's get these people some homes. But often it's not that. It's like, oh yeah, let's try and find a bad thing that happened and convince people that it's a epidemic that will hurt them. Because, you know, like, oh yeah, someone crashed their car. Real bad. Drunk drivers, you know, up 26%. It's like, oh, it's an epidemic that's going to hurt people. But why have you been playing Minecraft Survival for 7 years on the same world? By the way, hi, says Gamer. Wait, wrong person. But yeah, Gamer Peeps, 490. Thank you. Xisuma says, you never actually know what you'd be like. I grew up with Xbox parents and a number of things that go into it the same. Yeah, no, you obviously don't know for sure. You can just realize how different things are based on just the location part alone, ignoring the parents bit. Like, if I had different parents, I really think, like, there are so many parts. This is, it's like, if we're calling this stream therapy for some people, like, there is a certain element of, like, people always like to justify the bad things that happen in their life, because if you don't justify the bad things, then they just happened and it's just suffering, you know? So one of the things, like, I personally do think it was good that I grew up not having access to money, because that's what drove me to want to do that more in the future. Whereas I see so many people who had rich parents, or even not rich parents, just ones who gave them anything they ever wanted, that don't understand that, like, oh yeah, I want this thing, so I'm going to work now for the idea of getting it later. Like, oh yeah, I'll save up. Like, those are foreign concepts. Like, saving up. No, you buy the thing you want now, and if you can't have it now, you get it as soon as you can, or you know, as soon as credit cards exist, you just get it on one of those. There's this, like, fascinating bubble you see. Electric bikes that go faster than 20 miles per hour, not legal in Texas. Oh, you live in Texas, Pookie Helms. I wouldn't have guessed, actually. I really wouldn't have guessed. I assumed somewhere in the northern states, but you know, this is the crazy thing about regular toy chatters, is what we call it. You know, it's interesting to learn new things every day. Always wondered what it would be like to have a regular childhood. I wonder how different I'd be. Yeah, but everyone pictures, like, a normal childhood, because some people are really good at, like... You see some families sometimes that have, like, the most normal situations. I think childhoods are just different amounts of, like, messed up. Like, sometimes you don't... Sometimes you're raised in such a way that you feel pretty normal. And sometimes you're raised in a way that's like, ooh, that was a problem, right? Texas Gang says Reese Hookson. I have a surprising amount of subscribers from Texas. It's very interesting for me. Oh god, are you going to be updating your survival world to the newest beta? No, I wait for the full versions to release for the survival world, and also for random seed runs usually. This is very dangerous. I should not be doing this. Look at this, by the way, chat. As I walk over here, the height of my camera goes into this block. Oh, I found an... Okay. Chat, we found an X-ray glitch. Huh. Huh. Like, this is a bug that Minecraft's had for a while. You, like, tiptoe when you go near blocks. Huh. So we stand at full height. Go just inside there. And now we can see where some pigmen are standing. That's nice. Anyway, yeah, I don't use the betas for my survival world. I really don't recommend you do, because sometimes there's a beta that breaks everything. Like the one that broke animations, you're just stuck with that for a week when that comes out. And it can be longer than a week during, like, the Christmas times, etc. It's a whole problem. What defines a normal childhood? Yeah, that's exactly my point, like... Everyone's got some suboptimal part of their childhood. And that's okay. People can have suboptimal childhoods. And it's not the worst thing in the... Well, I mean, it's bad for them. I mean, like... Again, I want to believe that it's actually good... This is a dumb belief, but this is my honest thoughts. I think that, like, parenting and, like, raising human beings works in cycles. If you had good parents, you don't think about parenting very much, and you're gonna do some things bad. And then when you have bad parents, you make sure you never do that to a child, either by not having kids or by, you know, making sure that you treat them in a correct way. And that's how, like, standards evolve, you know? Because, like, objectively speaking, as the parent, you get to decide what your relationship with a child is like. You know, like, that child doesn't get to control what its relationship with you is like. You know, the whole, like, well, you know, when you own the house, you get to decide the rules of it. Yeah, the child doesn't get to be like, oh yeah, actually, I'll purchase the house from you and I'll decide the rules. As a child, you don't get to make those decisions. Hey, cat girl. The toy kitten t-shirt. I will mention, first of all, I don't think anyone's bought that design yet, so you might have... Wait, I can confirm for you. I think you've got the only version of that shirt that exists in the world. I don't have. Wait, let's see if I can confirm that. Yeah, you bought toy kits. Oh no, there is 3 others that exist in the world. Emily Blair has one, and Sarah Burke has one, and someone whose name I don't recognize has one. You are one of 4 people who has your. I don't know why. Like, I really like the idea of like super niche things like that, and I hope you enjoy it. Okay, what's the updated? What was that message? Updated his DAT. Why are I asking? Oh right, he plays on Bedrock. Oh no, I'm assuming you mean like he plays on the Java snapshots. Yeah. Okay, so here's the deal, right? As a YouTuber, it only makes sense to play on the betas and the snapshots, because your audience is going to be way more interested in snapshot beta content than in existing content. Because, you know, like, the things you can do in the snapshot and the beta are the same you can do in the current update. There's just also the things that people are looking for. Like, would you like to see me mine some... I don't know, let's come up with an example. Where do you buy merch? Says Commander Y.
Where do you buy merch?
So I do a really bad job at advertising it, and you know, because I don't want to. Like, you know, like, I like when people buy merch and it's their decision. Like, you know what? I'll tell you where it is if you really insist, but I try not to, like, point people too heavily. But in case you're curious, you can buy merch at the link in the description, the Streamlabs link. There's also a merch page. I don't even mention that it exists on any regularity, but I will mention now, just for fun. Did you know that's a thing that exists? Now you know. Hey, thank you, Tristan Morgraine.
It's technically a good thing that I'm giving you my money, because the money I spend here isn't spent on drugs, mainly caffeine, but I smoke marijuana here and there. But it's legal where I live.
I wonder where you live in the US that it's legal. I do think there are definitely some people who benefit from like, I always find it fascinating because I had a friend that was like this, that was like, please don't give me the money, man. If you give me the money, like, I will use it for insert bad thing here. And I couldn't understand the mindset of like, but isn't more money more better? But it made me really appreciate that, like, for some people, like, too much of anything can be bad, and if you have an addictive personality, that can literally include money because of the things that it can get you to buy. But it's still kind of mind-blowing every time I hear someone say something along those lines. I'm like, you're being funny, right? But, yeah, it's an interesting situation to be in. Hey, thank you, Commander White.
Oh, you just scroll down on Streamlabs. How did I never do that?
It's crazy, right? There's a lot of people, I'm very grateful, by the way, to anyone who's tipped this stream. Thank you very much. A lot of people do that, but I never mention it's down there. And 95% of people never see it. And then the other 5% are like, I don't want merch, or whatever else. It's illegal in Nevada, says Alie Shea. I've been to Nevada. See, I can speak American. My friends definitely did it. They watched Penn and Teller afterwards. I'm so sad I couldn't watch Penn and Teller. You know, to this day, like, I'm like, one of the things I'm going to be doing, the first thing after this pandemic is going to Vegas. I actually want to play Fallout because of that. But I want to know chat, because obviously, like, 90% of viewers won't come to watch it. That's okay. That's how, like, trying out a new game works. But I want to play some... Brodie once told me the love was real. I want to play some Fallout New Vegas. And I mostly want to play it just because, like, every time I'm reminded, like, oh yeah, it's based on real Vegas. Now I know a bit more. I'll be able to enjoy a detail a little bit better. I was asking a question. It is not illegal, my friend. I'm glad to help you. What is that Iceland? Oh, I totally should have said I built Iceland in Minecraft. Or Greenland, maybe. I like these chill streams rather than the speedrun, says Hippo does, yes. Yeah, there's got to be a balance between them. I can only, like, stress stream a certain number of times in a lifetime. I definitely enjoy them, but also I need to balance them, you know. Hey, Commander Y, you are the 5th person to own that t-shirt. Again, it'll take a couple more weeks because something, you know, COVID-19. But Is that cool? Is there something about that you like? Or is it just like, guess that's a thing about it? Tell me more.
Massachusetts, it actually helps my anxiety and reduces panic attacks, but I'm not hurting for cash right now.
Hey, I'm glad to hear that, my man, Tristan Montgrain. Yeah, no, I want to clarify. I wasn't saying like, got your boy on too many drugs here. I was just saying I had a friend like that. It was like a interesting situation. But like, it reminded me of his little story. Trying this out, says Jamie Seguenas. Hey, thank you, Jamie Seguenas. My hero. You've jumped over to the Streamlabs world. Isn't it nice? It shows up for longer. You get a cat with a party popper hat saying that you've done a good job. I am filling up these chests, by the way. We should do like one more run, but probably not much more than that, huh? So, okay, we empty? Nope, we've got way more magma. Okay, so we want to actually like, okay, we need like 1.5 more rows of magma blocks. Not even that, 1 more row of magma blocks. And then we need like 2 more rows of this. Okay, things are going well for us. I just watched your speedrun for the bosses. GG, says Mental Gamer. Hey, thank you, Mental Gamer. It's really weird to me. One of the things I've like struggled with on YouTube is like the gap between when I put something out and when like most people enjoy it. But it's really cool to hear that, like, but it's always a good thing when people watch your video way after it came out, because it's a reminder that, like, oh yeah, it is still, YouTube is still showing that to people, as opposed to the majority of things where it's like, YouTube shows it to people, goes, this one sucks, throws it in the library, you know. I do need to get myself some merch, to be honest, says Ray 12. One of the concepts you're not meant to say this. How did I never notice? Says Emily Fellows. See, right, Emily Fellows is in the same boat. There is apparently a whole merch section there that people don't know about. But again, I don't want to. Every time I like dwell on it, I know that's going to seem to people like it's some weird advertising. Which like I am allowed to advertise my own stuff on my own stream. I don't want to act like I can't. But also I just feel like it's you know, I try to be chill with what I'm talking about. Let's have an opportunity to talk about life in the world. I work in healthcare addiction and behavioral health center. We don't get many people there for weed at all, says Lamar Doss. Okay, apparently I started the weed debate. I wasn't talking about weed. I had a friend who was into much worse things. Yeah, my opinion on it, because I know this is probably going to be offensive, is that like it's like not harmless, but very few things in life are. You know, this is a funny thing. Like, so many people are discovering for the first time in the last couple of weeks that we can't protect everyone from everything all the time. We can only help people make reasoned decisions about how to protect themselves and their loved ones, right? Like, there are people who are going to hurt themselves no matter what you do. And there are people who are going to do they're going to take measured risks knowing that a 1 in 1,000 chance of dying is worth a certain thing. And that's an okay risk. Like, okay, even though on a million people, 1 in 1,000 people dying is 1,000 people. Individually, it's still an okay risk to take for certain actions you really want to take. You can discourage people away from them, but a lot of people will always make the same judgment call, right? So anyway, the reason I say all of that is because I feel like people always have this view of like weed is this worst drug in the world, or actually, you know what? This pot stuff, it's basically gonna cure everything. It's like objectively not awful, but it's not like better than not doing it. Like in general, there are very few substances that you can put in your body that are objectively better than not putting them in there. I've considered this before, but I had a friend who was also into much harder drugs, and she would always make fun of people not partaking. Glad I didn't give in. Any friend who like tries to make fun of you to get you in something is always like, ooh. The fact that that's your last resort, you don't have any like, oh yeah, this would be a good idea for you. You'd really like this. Is a loser. It's just like, nah, straight to the mockery. It's like, well, that kind of says something about our friendship, doesn't it? So, Reef Madness. Yeah. So I don't want to dive into that too much. I realize it's like somehow it's like this like weird political world, but it's just like, hey, my pro tip is like, if you don't want, if right now you're watching this and you're not addicted to anything, it's better not to be addicted to something. But if you're going out of your way to get addicted to something, there are much greater solutions. Hope you're good. CBD oil is a good solution. Lockdown made me lose track of time. I have totally considered if I lived in a country or state or whatever where it was legal, that I'd just for curiosity, I'd like dive into it more. Wait, actually, I have to be very careful about what I say. Because, like, everything you say on the internet is forever fun fact. But, yeah, I have an interesting... I think it's an interesting world that isn't a good idea to talk about here. So we're going to do not that. Okay, do you think I can crouch and I can reach the lava without burning myself? Oh, I want to believe it. I want to believe it. Oh, I couldn't. Developed asthma last night. To be honest, not the best time, says Laura Baedeker. I wonder how you developed asthma. Like, I know that asthma like develops and develops. Like, I'm not 100% new to that idea, but it's still confusing to me. Like, oh yeah, just accidentally developed it last month. CBD not illegal in the UK, lol. It's illegal above like 5% or something ridiculous. Like not low enough amount to be like I have a friend who's really into it, but I don't know. I don't want to talk about drugs. Again, it's like it's not like a good world to be in. It doesn't. No one improves their life because of a good drug conversation. Like I think impairing yourself is a fun thing you do, but you choose to do it if like it's not one of those things that you like benefit from. Like, oh yeah, I do this, that. It's more like it's like a coping mechanism. I don't know, like talking about things you do to cope isn't a useful thing. Maybe it is actually, or maybe I'm just not the most relatable person because I'm not a drug human being. I have a tale. No, I don't. I don't want to tell the tale. So I'm addicted to Seed Sunday, says War User. Did you know Seed Sunday?
Not debating, just throwing in that it never claim any drug is harmless, but that also applies to prescriptions and sometimes it improves quality in life and we shouldn't judge people for coping.
Oh yeah, exactly. I literally got the same thing of like the truth with okay, so like now in the last like couple hundred years or so, like we've always had milk of the poppy, heroin. We've always had some form of like natural enough thing, but with the way medication is, we have like these drug compounds that when we throw them into the human body, they achieve specific outcomes that are crazy. Like honestly, think about medical tech and how far it's come in the last 100 years. Like if you look at life expectancies and how fast they've gone up, it is insane how long we can make a human live because of how many problems we can solve in a human. If we catch the problem early enough, it's good most of the time. I think cancer's like a big exception. The reason everyone's scared when they see like coronavirus patients, sitting there not breathing, is because it's like, oh yeah, we know about the problem, but we can't deal with it. Not yet at least. But the vast majority of things that exist in the world, we have some solutions somewhere medically for. There's this crazy thing. I get like crazy stomach pain and issues. There's like this pill. I don't know how it works. I put it inside me and then it's gone for 24 hours. And again, apparently my doctor's lying. There are side effects, but like, it's just like, oh yeah, I can do that as long as I like. There's just a part of my body that if it doesn't function, there is a magic pill that makes it function that costs me like £1 for 6. It cost me 17 pence to fix it's huge. But smelly leaf make me go hee hee sleepy time.
I am addicted to donating to Toy Cat. Like I am like 50 pounds off 1,000 pounds this month alone. I need to slow down.
I actually, I would actually say that's the same thing. Like I don't know if it's a coping mechanism, but I always feel bad when there's like a mega. If you ever like feel the even slightest desire not to, you definitely should not be giving your favorite camboy some internet money, Mr. Commander Wife. You'll always be Notorious, we've all about it. Would you take offense if I bought merch just wear as pajamas because I don't like wearing short sleeve t-shirts? You know, I wouldn't take that. That'd be funny to me. I get random crazy stomach sometimes too. It sucks. Yeah, it makes, are you taking stomach tranquilizer? My grandmother takes those. Oh no, it's like over the counter. It's really, really cheap. But like, the fact that you can, like we have so many like, if you have pain, like even just general pain, we've got painkillers. It makes pain go away. One of the worst things in life that drives us away from decisions, we have this painkiller. It doesn't come without its downsides. I mean, if you have a painkiller, fun fact, you know, you hurt your liver, or you hurt some part of your body because it's like downsides to all these things. But the fact is that we can like put some chemical solution in your body that fixes your problems. I sometimes think about, thanks for streaming, I love Soul Sands, it's Craig Jennings. I love Soul Sand too. Who doesn't love a good bit of Soul Sand? I'm addicted to salting Soul Sands, as God and gnome. I just think that like the speed that we've moved at, we haven't like fully.
Also, sorry for starting a drug debate with what was meant as a stupid joke.
Thank you, Tristan Montrain. It's all good, man. You know, it's a good debate to start. But like, I think the more interesting one, again, the broader thing that applies to everyone, is that, you know, because when it comes to like, I don't know, something as simple as food, we all consume. Most of us consume food. Maybe you don't actually, but most human beings that are alive consume food usually at some point in their day. Okay, let's place a block there. Let's jump on the block, and then let's place one over there, and over there. Look at that. Now we've made ourselves a lava get-rid-of machine. I was going to buy the shirt, but where's 2XL? SMH. See, I could assume, because they're from the United States of America, and that they, you know, I don't know what I'm doing here. I'm being mean, apparently. Yeah, I'm not in control of the sizes. That's a Streamlabs thing. Life expectancy in America is 69 years. There's no way it's that low. But even if it's 69 years, right? Even if it's that is so much longer than we used to live, and most of it's come from like, oh yeah, we now know ways to stop people dying from things that they used to die of all the time. The reason that, like, you know, when cancer came around, it was such a big, because cancer was always around, we just didn't notice it. It's because it's one of those things that you can't, like, magically cure. Even right now, we don't know how to, like, fix cancer. We just kill the patient and hope the cancer dies first. Like, we radiate them until the cancer dies and hope that the human being attached to the cancer doesn't. Like, the reality is, like, for most of time, something would go wrong with you and then you would not be alive anymore. And the fact that that's now gone. And also we have, like, coping things. Like, oh yeah, you're not gonna... If you are going to die, we have ways to make that more pleasant. And then we also got the things of like, oh yeah, you can choose as a human, and always you have been able to make a decision that you know is objectively bad for yourself, but makes you feel more comfortable. You can literally decide, make that perfect trade-off, well, it's not perfect, but you can make the trade-off between, you know, comfort and health anytime you want. And I know we haven't been able to make that for most of history. Like, we get to make it informedly. But that's why I find it so interesting that so many people choose comfort over health. Like, if you want to live until you're... I think this is actually a money thing. You can see directly that longer life expectancies correlate with money. And you might assume to yourself, well, rich people can buy more healthcare. No, in the UK. I showed a map on the second channel, but like, even in the same city, wealthier areas tend to live longer. Because, generally speaking... to think in the long term, you know, like, if you, I really think that the one thing that can, like, divide human beings infinitely is how you decide between right now and the future. And even though I do understand deciding right now, and I make the decision all the time. I ate a bag, like, I had these, like, things called, like, pita chips. I'd never heard of them until a week ago, and I was introduced to them. They're amazing. I ate a half bag of them today. That wasn't good for me in the long run. It was good for me just then. I don't know. I read the news sometimes, and it's like, I'm not gonna be proud that I've done this, you know, X amount of time from now. But yet here I am doing it anyway. There's lots of dumb things that I do to myself. I really think, like, then uses the worst example of like, this does not benefit me now in the slightest, but I feel obliged to continue doing it anyway. Pita chips are dank. Oh, they're so good. They're so good. I don't know how I didn't know about them till just now. I don't know how I've gone my whole life without learning about these, but I somehow had. We need to get some magma cubes now, by the way, or magma blocks. I mean, blocks are cubes in Minecraft, so I'm basically right, despite literally not being right. So let's like run around the tunnel, I guess. September is like the Thursday of months because it's right before October. What's in October that makes it a Friday, Mr. Juan Romero? Oh, you're trying to say that like December is Sunday, Saturday is November. You know, I don't like your analogy, Juan. I do not like it. But yeah, everyone makes decisions all the time, and you can make good decisions, bad decisions. But I always try to advocate that, like, yeah, the biggest, everyone already makes a lot of decisions that are bad for themselves. Fixing your current ones is something everyone always tries to advocate from doing if they don't do it. Like, you know, people who don't enjoy pita chips will say like, hey Toy Cat, just don't eat a whole bag at once. It's like, you don't understand my pain. I open the bag, what am I gonna do? Seal up a half of it and put it away? No. You know, this is why I do with pop chips too. I got a giant bag of pop chips for Christmas, and it was just like, once it's open, it's, you know, it's time to go to town. I do the same with like low calorie ice cream. Like, if it's like, it's only 500 calories a tub, but therefore you've got to eat the whole tub or you can't count the calories correctly. There's a lot of like dumb self-control things that someone could just tell me not to do that I do. But I think that like you shouldn't be actively picking up danger. You shouldn't, at the very least, this is you know, you should be picking up things that are bad. You shouldn't try to pick up things that are objectively not good for you to do. You know, there are trade-offs you can make between comfort and healthcare. Pop chips are good. Oh, do you have pop chips as well? I always assumed pop chips were in America, but I never knew for sure. They're my favorite crisp. Like, oh, they're called chips. I didn't realize they must be American because they're called pop chips, and chips is what Americans call crisps because you don't understand what real chips are, you filthy, unsophisticated monsters. But just take a jab at what is apparently my largest stream demographic. American lesbians. Wait, if you're a lesbian not in the United States of America, speak up in chat now. What if all the lesbians are Americans too? What if that's my niche demographic is educated American lesbians? There's a lot of other people watching too. I mean, we can literally prove that from the last few super chats. But I want to see if you're in those three categories. If you're not in those three categories, you know what? I know what I was saying. WTFR pop chips. Pop chips are amazing. They're like I don't know how to describe them actually. They're just like crisps that they taste kind of funny. They've got like a texture that's like crunchy, I guess. I haven't seen pop chips in years, but barbecue flavor is 10 out of 10. Oh yeah, that is me. I get the barbecue flavor, get the big bags, and just go to town on it. And they're slightly healthier than other crisps, or so they claim. So I don't want to look into those claims in case they're wrong. Canadian lesbian. I said let's not have American. You know, I'm being mean to Canadians now. 97 minutes in says Harrison Gray. Oh wait, I miscalculated what 99 minutes was. I thought 99 minutes was an hour and 59 minutes, but it's an hour and 39 minutes. So, you know, let me know when we hit 99 minutes and we'll work it out. But yeah, so I just want to kind of mention that like, life is full of decisions that you can make that make your life better or worse. And trying to make your life less worse is a really hard thing to do and takes years. And not, you know, when people just try to say, don't do that, it's like, it's missing the simplification of why it's so hard. But you should always try to not make your life any worse. You know, the things you do in your life that make it worse, you can keep those for as long as you need to. But you shouldn't try to pick up new behaviors that make it more worse. Because one of the simplest ways to describe this is just the rule that like, oh Lord. That's why you gotta fly more carefully than ever. If you get 1% better at something every day for a year, you'll be 7 times better at the end of the year than when you started, because it's compound interest, right? But it works on things. Because if you're 1% better after you're 2 times as good at something, you get 2% better, or compared to your original state. So, basically, 99 minutes. Okay, chat, thank you very much for watching today's live stream. I hope that you choose to make your life 1% better every day this year, rather than 1% worse. Because 1% better makes you 7 times better at the end of the year. 1% worse makes you like 4 times as bad. I guess it'd probably be 7 times as bad. But,
What do you think your favorite thing will be about the Nether update?
I'll answer one last question and say F-chopping. The thing I'm most looking forward to is the Blackstone and the opportunities to build with it. It's going to be great. Anyway, thank you very much for watching today's video. I have to end it soon. So like it if you liked it, share if you liked it, subscribe if you're around to something about a book, something about a marketplace map. But more importantly, the thing I want you to do is nothing to do with helping me out. Help yourself out, friends. Because you know what? Not enough people on the internet will tell you to do that. And I'm going to tell you to do it right now. You know, don't deal with liking this video or subscribing. Just make things slightly better. Okay, goodbye.